Welcome back to Nick's Bricks. I'm Nick, and today we're starting our series review of LEGO's Exploriens. The Exploriens theme released in a single wave in 1996 and includes 8 sets. Using the white with trans dark blue color scheme previously used in Futuron, Exploriens introduced a number of elements that are iconic to the theme and still in use today. The story of Exploriens is limited. What we know is the Exploriens are a group of civilians exploring space and collecting fossils. Their box art includes domed cities in the background of a blue rocky planet and a large fiery asteroid exiting a black hole in space. If I may speculate, the Exploriens were sent to a sector of space where a peaceful planet seems to be dying. The inhabitants have resorted to living in domed cities because the atmosphere will no longer sustain them, and all plant life has receded, leaving the surface with only cold blue rock. The Exploriens are here to research, collect fossil samples, and study the meteor activity in an effort to stop the planet's decay and hopefully prevent other planets from suffering the same fate. I'll be using this synopsis for any storyline elements as we go through our series review, and I'll try not to let my nostalgia for the theme get out of hand. With all that out of the way, let's start our first review with set number 6815, Hovertron. The Hovertron includes 23 pieces, taking the first rake on our series partometer. Interestingly, such a small quantity still included 3 pieces that would become signatures of the Exploriens theme, making it the perfect introduction to the series. As we'll see, the Hovertron is a modest vehicle and build, yet it's packed full of useful items and is everything the Exploriens need to begin their research. Let's begin with a look at the included minifigure, the Exploriens Chief. The Exploriens theme has a roster of 4 minifigures. Our first is the Chief. Also known as Nova Hunter, the Chief is the leader of the Exploriens. With the nature of this voyage, the Chief is challenged with balancing the pace of the research and collection of fossils with the decay of the planet. Like any good commander, the safety of his crew is first and foremost. While he is the figurehead of the voyage, the Chief is often found getting his hands dirty and pulling his own weight with the rest of the crew. While the Explorien minifigures have overlapping features and gear, they each have defining details as well. The standard Explorien spacesuit includes light gray legs with black hips, dark gray arms with black gloves, and a white torso with varying prints. The torso prints bear the distinguishing features of each Explorien crew member. As a side note, all Explorien set use the old light and dark gray pieces, as the new bluish grays were not released until 2004. The Chief's torso print is a variation of the Exploriens logo with a yellow triangle shape over a gray planet. The details of the planet are printed in metallic silver over a gray globe, so the design is near invisible until the light catches it just right. The standard Exploriens logo, which we'll see in other sets, has the yellow triangle over a blue planet with metallic silver details. The face print includes red bushy eyebrows and a mustache. An intercom featuring a frequency tuner, battery cell, and antenna sits over the left ear. The details of the intercom can be seen through the visor of the helmet, and speaking of the helmet, our first signature of the Exploriens theme is the distinct helmets used by the crew. Molded in dark gray, the helmet features breathing hoses along the jaw with a hollow stud at the center and a trans-neon green adjustable visor. The rear of the helmet includes a vent at the top ridge and an additional hollow stud. The standard Exploriens gear includes a pair of air tanks carried on the back. LEGO's air tanks are another classic piece dating all the way back to 1978's classic town sets. The tanks connect to the minifigure by sliding the loop down the neck post to the shoulders. The headpiece is then placed over the loop, securing the tanks in place. The Exploriens helmet is designed to integrate with the air tanks. The rear of the helmet extends over the tanks with the top fitting into a groove in the helmet. While 2 separate pieces, I've always thought the Exploriens helmet looked odd when worn without air tanks. This integration does restrict the helmet from pivoting left and right, but the minifigure's head can be positioned before placing the helmet on. The hoses and rear tank mount distinguish the helmet, but they also serve a functional purpose: air recycling. The tank's limited air supply restricts the amount of time an Explorian can spend in the field, so an air recycling system was developed to increase the oxygen supply exponentially. While not unlimited, the combination of the air tanks and the recycling system is more than enough to cover an Explorian's hard day's work. The helmet debuted with the Exploriens theme, and while it has been used in other themes in various colors, its iconic look will always hold a strong connection to the Exploriens. Now that we've been introduced to the Chief, let's have a look at his vehicle, the Hovertron. The Hovertron is the basic vehicle of the Exploriens fleet, providing a means of quick transportation. It also carries a few helpful tools, making it ideal for surveying potential fossil deposits, moving personnel from a base to an outpost, and scouting and patrol if necessary. The Hovertron utilizes a hover disc at its base, which levitates at varying heights controlled by the pilot. The levitation eliminates the physical constraints of the rocky landscape of the planet, allowing easy access where wheeled vehicles would struggle with the terrain. The disc gives the Hovertron its overall shape, and its primarily white color scheme distinguishes it amongst other small LEGO space vehicles. Built on the disc is the platform which secures the rest of the vehicle to the hovering base. At each side are the thrusters providing the forward movement. At the front is a single headlight and scanner mounted on a pivot. When the Hovertron is in motion, the light is used to illuminate the way, but when stopped, the scanner function of the mount is used to find and analyze fossil deposits and soil samples. Just past the headlight are the controls. Built on a hinge brick, the controls pivot up and down, which acts as the throttle. This requires the Hovertron to be operated in the standing position. The control arm leads to a set of handlebars which controls the steering. The rest of the features of the Hovertron are all signatures of the Exploriens series. Over the left thruster is the Exploriens scanning tool, while the right holds another hinge brick with a 2x2 round plate with a holographic mirrored sticker. At the rear is a hexagonal panel which clips to the platform and also holds a holographic mirrored sticker. These items appear in all or most of the Exploriens sets, and they each deserve the spotlight, so I'll be showcasing them individually in future reviews. As for the Hovertron itself, it speaks to the quality of the set that even though it only includes 23 pieces, it manages to incorporate so many signatures of the Exploriens series. Of all the small sets from 90s LEGO, the Hovertron is definitely my favorite. So the Exploriens have landed and started surveying the dying planet using the Hovertron. The research party has begun their task, and hopefully the planet can be saved and other planets spared. The Chief will need his crew, and the investigation will require more equipment with additional capabilities. Our next review of the Exploriens theme will cover the Alien Fossilizer. This set introduces the first crew member and gives us our first look at the fossils the research party is here to collect. Until then, this has been Nick with Nick's Bricks. Thank you for watching, and remember, build, disassemble, repeat.